This is a video about the ordering process going all the way through the point where you apply for your title and pick up your plates and registration. Um, since I only know Texas, where the rules are just for Texas, I say so. But there you go. So I'm sure there's pieces I'm missing or not getting, but at least hopefully by giving you enough detail, if there's some minor little thing that didn't get right, uh, you can adjust to it. Not a problem, right? Hopefully. So hopefully this helps. I know how I know from personal experience how overwhelming all this is. So let's try to make it as possible or as easy as possible. Okay. Okay. So the car, the Ming's car, the one we just ordered. The idea was to take it out of inventory so you could pick it up, get it delivered in hand before the tax credit deadline, which is actually on Tuesday, the 18th. So the note here is if you're ordering an inventory car, you want to make sure it's actually available. Now, if you're just ordering a car and you see it in stock and you're like, that's the car I want, okay, you don't really need to have it right away, right? Hopefully. So in the case of one car we started out ordering, I think it was 2 or 3 days out. So that wasn't going to work. So anyway, there's no way from the website to know whether or not it's actually in stock. So if you're looking for a particular one and you want it in a particular time frame, you'll have to go into the store and talk to them. Okay, so you decide you want to get a Tesla. You know what car you want to buy, or at least you know what model. So on the Tesla website, go to place an order. When you actually place the order, you'll have to submit a $250 application fee, registration fee, whatever you want to call it. I forgot the exact word, but it is non-refundable. Okay. When you type in stuff, make sure everything is correct. Anyway, okay. The phone number will be used for contacts, including texts. The email will be used to do e-signing work. So when in Texas we do 30-day permits, when they do the 30-day permits, they'll have to have you e-sign them. Your email is also the base for your app credentials. And make sure you name an address, because you obviously need it for titling, and then you also need it for getting the package with the title application paperwork. Okay, so one thing to note is this process is really designed for minimal store interaction. So you're not talking to people, you're just filling it in on the website and going. And I know that may not be so easy for some of us. I can tell you personally that was not the easiest thing for me. Okay. So, but the other side of it is, in some places, you may be able to schedule a time to be at the store, so when something doesn't happen quite right, you can ask questions. But the intent is you can do this on your own without interacting with anybody. Okay, so you've placed an order, and Tesla has now assigned a VIN. So when they're getting ready to deliver the car, they'll assign the VIN to you, and that means you'll start processing your application to buy this car. Okay, so the first thing you'll get is you'll get a text asking you to download the Tesla app. So almost everything you do in this application process will be done through the Tesla app. Okay, so on the app, submit your driver's license information along with a photocopy of your license. On the app, submit your insurance information. The VIN number has to be on the card. They want to make sure you have insurance on the car. If you wanted to apply for Tesla insurance, this would be the time. Tesla insurance should give you, I've heard, should be cheaper. Okay. Set a pickup date and time. Now, I don't remember, because on Ming's car, the question was asked directly, what would you like your date time to be? And it was pretty clear, it was Saturday. So, but I don't know what you would do in the minimal contact viewpoint. And note that Tesla needs 2 to 3 days to prepare the car for delivery. Now, do they really need 2 or 3 days? Probably not, but that's what they asked for. Okay, so on the app, you'll make your car payments. So if you're like most of us, including me, you do a bank draft from your bank to pay your down payment. And then you'll work with the loan company to have them. Actually, I think Tesla will negotiate with the bank that you're getting a loan from to get their side of the payment. At least that's the way I remember it. Okay. And also, when you're getting through all this, Tesla will send you an email. And in the email will be a link to some documents you have to e-sign. So what you're signing for is your 30-day permits. And so they want to make sure this is in place before they process the car as well. Okay, so Tesla will send you the title information, the paperwork for applying for the title separately later. If I remember right, it was expect delivery in about 15 days. I think it was at FedEx. So you want to make sure that the address you have this stuff sent to is correct. Now, if it's FedEx, right? So it's going to be delivered to whatever the address is. Okay. And in Texas, of course, we have to have a vehicle inspection report. So I don't remember for sure, but I think the inspection report was in the glove box when you pick up the car. And you will need this for when you title the car. And this is Texas. Okay, 2 to 3 days. There you go. So I think these are the steps. I'm not sure I'm going to have a chance to go back and validate this. Obviously, if you're following this along and you go through this yourself, please drop a note. The intent is to share information as much as possible and make it as easy as possible for people to get through all of this. Okay, so pickup, delivery day. So you'll go to wherever your delivery location is to pick up your car. What I've seen is you're looking for a car that looks like a car you've ordered, and there will be a card in the dashboard with your name in it. I believe it's just like your first name, but anyway. So anyway, find your card, do the external inspection. So you're checking to see if there's anything wrong with the car on the outside. Once you've gone through that basic inspection, you go to the app and accept your car. Okay. Any problems found will require service appointments to follow up. Okay, so they're not going to fix it right then and there. They're going to expect you to come back in to get it fixed. Okay. Once you have your key cards and you set your car up, you're ready to drive away. Okay, so this is the basics of driving away. I would say you probably need to go test drive a car, maybe 2 cars. I mean, then it can be the same car, but get familiar with how this works. But basics, you put your key card on a spot that's just below the camera on the B pillar. The B pillar is the pillar between the front and the back of the seats. So you place the card on there. I think they said something about swiping it. I haven't used a key card in like forever. Probably since I last picked up my car a year ago. Anyway, I would say set up and use your phone as a phone key, because it'll be a lot easier to deal with things. But if you're not prepared for that, take it one step at a time. That's fine. You can use the key card, it works. Okay, so your key card will be placed on the center console just behind the cup holders to start the car. Once it's started, you can remove it. Okay, to start the car, place the card right there behind the cup holders and press the brake pedal. Once you press that brake pedal, the car is started. To put the car in drive, press on the brake and pull down that right stalk and then release it. It'll be in drive. Now, note that there is a certain amount of pre-test that the car does when you first put your foot on the brake. So you have to wait for some of those pre-tests to finish before you can put it in drive. Okay. So Tesla does have a YouTube channel that helps with the education of how to operate the car. So you might want to go on YouTube and find the Tesla section and just look at the videos that seem applicable to you. They do have separate videos for the ES, the 3, the X, and the Y. And I hadn't even checked for semi, but anyway, whatever. There's also a manual, owner's manual online in the car, and there is also a version of the manual, user manual on the Tesla website. And just as a side note, there's also in the phone, I think there's a link to the app manual, although I haven't used that. Okay, so I'm in Texas. This is about titling in Texas. I think a lot of states would be somewhat similar, but there's always variations, right? So Tesla, like I said, Tesla will send you a packet of papers for the car. Part of these papers are to apply for your title. The inspection report should be in the car, in the glove box. Okay, and the county I live in is Travis County. Travis County, you can schedule a time to go into the office to apply for your title. When I tried it, it never worked. It was anyway, whatever. So I just went in, took my number, and sat there half a day waiting for them to call me. Other people apparently were successful in scheduling it because they would call them and they'd go up and they were in and out. Now, Travis County there's so many people in the TAC office. That's just the way it is. Okay, so anyway, you take all your paperwork in, apply for the title. Okay, the clerk will process it. You have to pay all the state fees. So the state fees are the title application fee, the registration fee, and the sales tax. Sales tax is 6.25%, at least here in Texas. Okay, they'll give you your plates and your registration sticker. You walk out with it. Okay, so this part may be kind of questionable. I'll leave it up to you. I've had friends who have been pulled over, and the justification for pulling them over was their front plate was missing. Okay, that's just how it is. You want to take a chance of being pulled over for a front plate missing? That's up to you. But the car has the plate mounting section. Somewhere in the car, there'll be they will install it. Well, I didn't ask them, I just did it. Anyway, there's a thing to put on your front bumper to mount the plate. Put that on. It's just tape, so peel off the thing and stick it on. Okay, mount your plates and put on your sticker. This is all on you. Tesla won't do that part. But anyway, once you're there, you're done. You're ready to go. So hopefully all this helps. I know it's anyway. Whatever the best way to to make things easier is to have an idea of all the details. And I'm not saying I got all details here, but this is the basics of it. Good luck. And obviously, if you need help, I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. But I can only, some of this has to be on you.